for Ori. Actually, he obliterated the Kunkka over mid. He had 1,000 net worth while the TA was at like 6,000. And now they go into the Shadow Shaman. That's a 4 position I was talking about earlier that I thought that they might go to if they in fact kept the puck over mid. So now LGD, they need their mid hero to get picked up, as they'll go quickly into the DK.
You may now select your heroes.
So Somnus on the Dragonite, which we've seen DK for LGD in both the hands of Somnus as well as Chalice. They've played DK 3 times already this series. The first time it was in Chalice's hands when Somnus was on the Queen of Pain. They won that game in 26 minutes. And then the second time it was in Somnus's hands, they won that game in 27 minutes. And actually, minus the 53-minute first game, the second game was 26 minutes, third game 27 minutes, fourth game 28 minutes. So 26, 27, 28. Will this be a 29-minute game? PYW on the Shadow Shaman, Ori on the puck, DY on the Shadow Demon, Eurus on the Lifestealer, Yang with that off-lane Centaur, and then LGD, they've gone to the mid Dragonite Somnus, Chalice on the safe lane Sark, FY back on the Windrunner in the 4 position, X Nova with the Ogre Magi for the second time tonight, and Old 11 back on the Mars for the 3rd time this series. So we'll see who brings it all home. You guys think we'll win game 5? After the draft, we'll ask you the question, who do you think wins?
Prepare for battle.
Again, usually you don't see many pre-horn first bloods anymore unless it's like a 5-hero gank and the 4 position steps into where they're hiding. Usually pretty standard to try and maybe take the outpost, back off from there, have this ward in, block this pull camp. And you do have 4 heroes towards top, as potentially to start this lane up over in the top lane, they could have DY stay and work with the Shadow Shaman, but it's usually Shadow Poison level 1 for the Shadow Demon, and then for PYW it would be the Ether Shock, so it would just be harassment, not really that much lockdown, because you're also getting the Retaliate on Yang. So he'll walk all the way towards bottom. DY will catch up to his safe laner of Eurus on the Lifestealer. And then over in the top lane here for LGD, you've got X Nova, of course, alongside Chalice, as you want to be giving over that Bloodlust to the Sark. So we'll see what the build is here for these heroes on the side of LGD, how quickly Chalice will go into this Diffusal Blade. Probably 2 Wraith Bands into Treads, and then you get that Diffusal Blade, then 2 Bracers here for the DK. How quickly he'll go into the Blink Dagger, because I believe it was when Somnus played it, because when Chalice played it, he went into the Shadow Blade. It was early into that Blink Dagger. Then you take a look over towards bottom. Old 11 here with FY on the Windrunner. DY taking that Shadow Poison level 1. And Eurus going into the Feast level 1 here. Old 11, he's got the Spear, and FY has the Shackle Shot. I know a couple of times with the Windrunner in the past in the 4 position we've seen Windrun early, and that's if you get in trouble quickly on, or even the Power Shot to throw over and put some harassment into your lane opponent. So third Mars game here for Old 11. And with those 3 Mars games, he's got himself a 1-1 record thus far, and we'll see what he ends up with, a 1-2 record or 2-1 record. Towards top, Pounce, leashes, a lot of damage being done by Chalice over on the Yang. They'll get first blood. Now they turn their attention over on the PYW. Can Chalice survive? He's got the salve. He'll get the double kill. Oh my. 11 essence shift. And it's a quick 2-bagger here for LGD. Right off the bat. Pretty disgusting to start that one off. Lands the pounce, gets the damage in, and all of a sudden gets himself 2 permanent agility just 2 minutes into the game. And one thing to note, and I know that they lost against Vici, and that was the first series that they had lost, and that was at the ESL LA thing. That was the first series they had lost with Chalice in the 1 position. Since then, and prior to that, they had been perfect. They had won 9 games in a row, and now they come into their first best of 5 with Chalice. And I find this series to be very important on where we see LGD going. Hoofstomp comes out on the 2. Yang holding on to the retaliate. Salve will be popped by Chalice. You know, it certainly instills a lot of confidence in LGD fans if they are to win this best of 5. And even up to this point, to split it 2-2, to have the run they did through the playoffs, win, lose, or draw here, I think LGD have proven that they are a much different team to what they were just a couple months back, losing in the open qualifiers to Blaze, or losing in the open qualifiers to FTD Club, whatever. Now they look like a much stronger unit, and I think the only question right now is how much more can Old 11 bring to this unit, and you know, when will he find his mesh? Because he's playing well. I think he's still learning the ropes with this LGD team, so we'll see. As for now, it's 2-1 in favor of LGD, but a little bit of a net worth lead for the side of Vici Gaming, just by a very slim margin. Meanwhile, Ori goes a top rune with the Illusory Orb. It's an Invis rune to fill up that bottle. He'll immediately pop it and then, well, get rid of the Invis. Stomp comes out, but X-Nova coming over with the Fire Blast as well as the Pounce leashing. Ether Shock does a good chunk of damage to deter Chalice from maybe pressuring in further on that, but they've got the Shackle, and all of a sudden Chalice, you may even want to re-engage on this. Fire Blast comes in once again, doesn't have Pounce for 4 more seconds, looks over at PYW, the Ether Shock hits, X-Nova as well as Chalice are low. They pop the salve, Chalice again, maybe thinking about turning. He's got the Pounce up once more, and now they've got the stun coming through on a Yang, looking for the hoof stomp of the Dark Pack, gets the kill on a Yang, and now he finds himself a second with the Pounce leashing onto PYW, and he'll get the final blows. So 3-0-1 for Chalice, 14 Essence Shift at the moment, 4 permanent agility, FY dies bottom once again. Things looking like they're going all Millhouse right now for the Slark over in the top lane. We were talking about the last time we saw Slark. It was IG. Fly had that amazing opening. Shackle comes in, but the Fire Blast is out. Chalice able to survive. Doesn't have another salve to sip up on and turn around this time. Not that I think he will, as he's sitting, at least right now, on just 3 Essence Shift. Giving over that second level in the Bloodlust, also having that Fire Blast to get the stun out whenever there's a Shackle there. Things have certainly felt good so far for Chalice. Ether Shock, though, definitely hurting at times. Yang, he'll try to drag this creep wave. X-Nova near Yang, avoiding confrontation. The thing that might not many people might know is Chalice, as much as we know him as the 3 position here for LGD, hold on a second, over mid, Ori getting low. Dragon Tail comes out onto the Shadow Demon, DY over, as well as X-Nova making an approach. They've got the Shackle onto the creep that hits on a DY. Fire Blast followed up, and PYW has made the rotation. The Breathe Fire not going to be enough. The one shot coming through from FY, now a second hits on the DY to get the kill. And to go back to the point about Chalice, you know, the fact that we know him as the offlaner for LGD for so long, people seem to forget that his time with Max Y, he was the 1 position. Now, that was in, I believe, 2016, 2017, but he was the 1 position for that team. He used to play the carry role for that squad. Hex, Shackle, got the help from Ori, Illusory Orb over the top, as well as the Waning Rift. They'll get the silence out onto the Ogre, and the kill there for PYW. So, you know, Chalice, as impressive as he's been, you know, he was a carry player once upon a time. Shackle comes out onto Eurus. Old 11 used the Spear and the God's Rebuke already. It's just nice to see Chalice in a different position, as well as, you know, just succeeding. We've seen players make the swap over from position to position. We saw OP go from mid to offlane. XSS went from offlane to mid. Both of those really weren't that successful. XSS mid was probably, in my opinion, not as good as XSS as we see him now in the offlane once again on Aster. We've also had other switches where Super, the mid Super, now plays support for Royal Never Give Up, and he actually plays support pretty well for that squad. Shadow Poison's being thrown through mid. Elder Dragon form was committed by Somnus. Meanwhile, over towards top, Chalice, he is free farming for the moment, 41-9, and we take a look over at the net worth, and he's sitting second only behind his own mid. One of the big ones, actually, if we're talking about position changes, just to bring it back up the last time, is Sylar. Sylar's journey in the last, year and a half has also included him being in the 5 position. There was a moment where I remember he played Bane last year during the DPC season, and it was kind of hilarious. But now he's back into the 1 position with eHome, and I think he was playing the 5 when he originally was playing with Team Sirius. So, back over bottom. Got Mars farming away pretty well. Lifestealer behind the net worth of Old 11. Spear hits onto the tower. No follow-up to that. And Chalice now going into the Diffusal Blade, so he'll finish off that wand. He'll go for the Diffusal Blade. We'll see how quickly he can get into this. At least right now, Chalice is having a great game. The only one ahead of him in terms of anybody from Vici is Ori. And that's to be expected here on the puck with the farming capabilities that hero does provide. And looking into the Blink Dagger next, we'll go over bottom to maybe work with this Dream Coil. Meanwhile, you've got Eurus at level 7. He could infest to go into Ori, maybe to make that jump. But they've got the Elder Dragon form committed from Somnus. Now the Waning Rift comes through. They've got the open wounds, but the Shackle hits onto the puck. Now can they get the arena down? They can! The Spear hits onto Eurus. They've got the damage coming through to get the kill into the Lifestealer. Now they look over at Ori. The Dream Coil drop down on 2. Ori ends up dead as well. 2 heroes gone. They'll look for DY. Dragon Tail up in just a moment. They've got the stun onto the Shadow Demon. X-Nova here for a Fire Blast just in case it's needed. They actually want to give the kill over to Chalice, so he can get himself another permanent agility. So 3 kills there for the side of LGD. X-Nova, you saw him charge up that Fire Blast. They want to give that extra agility over to the Sark, and they do. And they'll bump him up even further into that Diffusal Blade. So LGD up 2,000 net worth, 11 minutes into the game, and they are starting to snowball out of control. Vici need to find a way to hold the snowball on the edge of the cliff before it really starts to fall over and become an unstoppable force. So Old 11 going into the hood. We'll see if he goes Blink Dagger afterwards. Somnus without the Elder Dragon form. Eurus, he's got Infest off cooldown.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I can't let you have that.
Eurus goes into the rage with the open wounds out on a Somnus. Yang moving forward, but the spear hits from Old 11 to make sure that they can't follow that up with a hoof stomp. But they find X-Nova, kind of waving his arms and saying, look over here, don't go after my cores. And that's about it. But they've got the pounce as well as the leash out onto the Shadow Shaman. Somnus gets the kill, however, that still gives the extra agi over to Chalice, with that permanent agility now at 6. I would say things right now for the side of LGD feel very great despite the slim margin of a lead. And it won't be the Blink Dagger for Somnus. He'll go into the Shadow Blade. So this is something that we saw Chalice do, I believe, on the DK earlier. And it will be what Somnus does, unless I'm misremembering, and it was Chalice when he was on the DK go for the Blink Dagger, and Somnus go for the Shadow Blade. But they get themselves the kill there onto the Shadow Shaman once again, make it a 7th tick in that permanent agility, and they take the tier 1 tower over top. So the Shadow Shaman had used the Serpent Wards to get the tier 1 tower for Vici. They turn that around, get 2 kills onto the Shadow Shaman as well as that tier 1 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under
Things
attack.
certainly feel like you're having kind of the perfect game for Chalice, 3-0-4. And he is just a couple hundred gold away from getting the Diffusal Blade. And Old 11, he's going for the Sanj. X out on X Nova. Can they keep up with him? They've got the Shackle coming through as well as the Hoof Stomp that lands on 2. They should be able to get the kill into the Ogre Magi. They also commit the Dream Coil to this onto the Dragon Knight. Yang on the run. Shackle. Won't latch on to anything, but Old 11 now, he's trying to run in as Ori comes over with the silence as well as the Illusory Orb out. DY gets hit by that Spirit. It almost looked like it went to the side of him, but does get the hit and will drag him out of the tree. As Somnus gets yet another kill. He's currently sitting at 4-0-3.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The spear definitely has an interesting hitbox, because it's not the first spear I've thought missed that ended up hitting.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So there's the Diffusal Blade finished here for the Slark. Chalice now working on a BKB. That's going to be next. We take a look over. They've got the Shackle out onto Ori. Blink as well as the Hoof Stomp comes in from Yang, but they get the kill onto this Puck. And Ori buys back. Arena gets committed by Old 11. They drop down the Serpent Wards. Hex through onto Chalice, but now can you work on Yang? He's infested. A lot of damage coming out onto the Slark. Chalice goes in way too far. Dream Coil now through on X Nova. The Serpent Ward's doing a lot of damage. Eurus, has he stayed too long? They've got themselves the Fire Blast that multicast as well as the Dream Coil. They've locked him down. Can they get the Achilles into the rage? One more shot, not going to get him down. And now they look for DY or Ori. LGD, without Chalice, maybe not as confident as they once were. And that was well, really the first misstep there from the Slark. And it's the first time they were able to slow him down. He had that Diffusal Blade, and it just didn't feel like he was able to accomplish anything within that fight. He got hexed immediately, and then all of a sudden he was silenced up with the shots coming through from Eurus as well as, well, Ori until he ended up dead. And with the Serpent Wards doing damage off to the side, it ends up with Chalice going down. But the Desolator now picked up for the Lifestealer. They're down 4,000 net worth. So this game, you know, yes, they just had a good fight there for Vici. However, that did cost the buyback from Ori. Getting that kill into Chalice, though, very important. Spirit Vessel now on the puck. Bloodlust, Elder Dragon form committed. Somnus in the Shadow Blade, now looking over towards bottom. And Eurus hit with the Dragon Tail. Blink as well as the Hoof Stomp. That comes through, but there's the Diffusal Blade used on a Yang. They've got themselves the Pounce as well as the Leash onto the Centaur. He goes into the Shadow Dance, can't get the kill just yet. And now looking to disengage his PSG LGD. X-Nova hit with the Hex, now throws the Fire Blast over onto the Centaur. Once again, they've got the Serpent Wards down, but it's going to be far away for the fight as they continue to move over towards the Tier 2. Chalice gets the kill over on a Yang. The Dream Coil hits on 3 of these heroes. Now they've got the Dragon Tail coming out on an Ori. The Dark Pact off the stun, and now can they finish this off for LGD? They get the kill on this onto this puck. I keep trying to call him Dream Coil. I don't know why. PYW ends up dead. They get the kill on FY. They take out Eurus, and now it's looking like everybody's going to fall. DY ends up next. Yang, who came back into this fight, well, he's speared up. Not latching on to anything. Somnus as well as Old 11, and now Chalice coming from the side with the Pounce, as well as a Leash from the Pounce connecting. Jesus. Dragon Tail comes in from Somnus to help lock down the Centaur.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower
I think I got that out of my system. Jesus. It's been one of those flubs that comes from a long day. Spear hits onto the Shadow Shaman from Old 11. Use that Bulwark to back off. Shadow Poison getting stacked up, but only 2 stacks coming through onto this Mars. They're shocked to clean up the creep wave, and now FY, he's over towards top, continuing to farm, going into the early MKB. This has been the FY build. You know, go to the boots, headdress, or boots, actually, it's boots, javelin, headdress, finish off the MKB. Looks like they want to fight again. They've got the Shackle coming through with the Dark Pack being used by Chalice. They've got the Hoof Stomp from Yang. X-Nova ends up dead. Now they've got themselves the Arena of Blood. That only hits on the DY. They get the kill on the PYW as well as X-Nova. PYW buys back immediately. They get the kill on the DY, who buys back too. Dream Coil out onto both the Dragonite as well as Chalice on this Slark. But they get the kill there onto the Centaur, and he bought back in the previous exchange. But now Chalice is dead. Oh, FY moving forward, takes out Eurus. He's gone for 43 seconds. Over on the edge of this fight, DY, Disruption, survives. Spirit Vessel on a Samus. They take out the DK. Now they look over at Old 11. Can he at least get the kill on a DY before he dies? No, the Shackle is there, but the Shackle shot latches the Shadow Shaman over to this puck. Demonic Purge comes through onto this Mars. And this is a back and forth fight with 10 casualties. So the 2 buybacks gets used there. 4 heroes end up dead on LGD. X-Nova comes back into the fight because he got through his short respawn timer. And LGD now sitting up 7,000 net worth. And FY with that Shackle shot ends up saving the life of the Mars too. You know, he was shackled up via the Shadow Shaman with Puck looking ready to pounce, but the Shackle goes from the Shadow Shaman onto the Puck, saving the life of the Mars and allowing him to get that kill onto the Shadow Demon and get an escape. Meanwhile, Chalice has got the Ogre Axe and enough gold for the Mithril Hammer, plus some, so he's just about finished this BKB. 24-12 in favor of LGD with that 7,000 net worth lead, and they look really primed to maybe even jump down the throat of Vici. A lot of these heroes on the side of Vici already used their buybacks. Let's take a look at some of these death timers. 46 seconds there for the Lifestealer, 46 there, 69 on the Shadow Shaman. Oh, Demonic Purge coming through on a Somnus, and another Shackle that connects. They don't jump on this as quickly as maybe I would have thought. They actually retreat onto the high ground into the jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So now Blink's Raining Rift coming out, as well as the Dream Coil, but Old 11 gets the Arena of Blood out. FY ends up dead. He's got buyback, so maybe he'll commit that. They've got the Shackle through on Old 11. Now they look over at Yang, who blinks and looks for the hook stop. They'll get the stun out on Old 11, as well as the Serpent Ward's down around Chalice, as well as this Mars. They get the kill on Eurus. He just gets melted. Now they look over at Yang. Chalice continuing to get a lot of stacks on that Essence Shift. They look now for the rest of the team, as they've gotten themselves 3 kills. And give me some of that Serpent Ward money. 15 stacks of Essence Shift, 14 permanent agility here for the Slark. On the Roche they go to get themselves the first Aegis of the game. After that Hood, after the Heaven's Halberd, they've got the Blink Dagger out onto the Mars. Illusory Orb coming in. Timings won't be there. Won't jaunt over, and they'll get the Aegis out onto Chalice. So even with Eurus being top of the net worth here for the side of Vici, OGD has quickly just demolished him multiple times in a row.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
So they
middle
take the
tower
tier
has
2.
fallen.
Chalice still rolling here. Has that BKB ready at 10 seconds. Didn't use it in the last exchange. And now they look over at Eurus, who are Rage TP out. Pressure continuing on towards bottom as they continue to sit here in the enemy jungle. They have postured very aggressively past the river and, well, now near the mid lane on the Radiant side of the map. They're going to look over near this bounty area as pounce onto the high ground. The damage coming through on the PYW. They've got the Hex as well as the Disarm. Chalice might want to keep up with that as PYW tries to TP out. Dragon Tail is there. They'll get the kill. Can they get anything more? Yes, they can. They find Eurus. They've got the Disarm coming out from Old 11. They'll chase Eurus all the way onto the high ground. X-Nova committing to this one. Now they've got the Arena of Blood down. That will lock in DY. He's the only contender inside the arena.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think Yang was looking for an opportunity to blink Hoof Stomp and Infest Pop, but down this much, you got to find the proper target, and I think the only one that you could really go for is this Ogre Magi.
Dire's turret has been killed.
FY? Not just going to happen upon Ori there. Finishes off the MKB. They've also got the Vlads finished on the Mars.
Take that.
So really progressing item-wise here in this 3 position. And he is so far ahead of anybody on the side of Vici. Best part about that blink is being able to get down a good arena. You know, they start to clump up on the side of Vici looking to defend. You blink in, get the arena out, lock in a couple of these heroes, and then the rest of your team pounces in and finishes them off. You can get a spear in there, almost guaranteeing you a stun if it lands on anybody. Mars just becomes quite the lockdown hero once you've got that blink dagger, because he really is one even before he's got that item. Dream Coil on FY. He's surviving for now, but I say that and he ends up dead almost instantly. They've gone after FY. They get the kill there. He's got his MKB. And he is very happy with the farm that he is acquired throughout this game.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Mindbreaker
attack.
there for the DK,
Radiant's top
as
tower
well as
is
a
under
quickening
attack.
charm for the Centaur. We sent that back.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower.
We'll pressure the tier 2 over towards top, get this tower, take out the last outer tower that remains here for the side of Vici. Stampede gets used as they've got the infest inside of Yang, and now he'll pop out of it because he wants to give up the life of Yang for his own. Got Yang taking a lot of damage here. Chalice moving forward. The Shackle doesn't latch on to anything, but they get the kill regardless. They take out this Centaur. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman taken out over towards top. He dropped the Serpent Wards for this. They've also used the Dream Coil, so they'll rotate over the Lifestealer. And now a 5v3 potentially going into the last fight.
Dire's bottom tower.
Disruption. There's that Soul Catcher. Silence comes out on a couple. Chalice moving forward. They've got the Pounce as well as the Leash. Into the phase shift. Ori comes out. Now there's the kill. He's dead for 65. He's got buyback. He'll be forced to use it. Spear now hits on the DY. Look at how Chalice can just jump in and destroy these heroes. Look a little bit deeper. They've got the Waning Rift silencing up 3. They'll glyph up. But LGD coming awfully close to finishing off this series with a 3-2 victory in their first BO5 outside of We Save. You know, this is one that doesn't have the excuse of, oh, it's for charity. They didn't play that hard. You know, they weren't trying because, you know, there's no prize pool. This is $210,000 prize pool. A lot on the line here for these teams now, knowing that there's no majors for a while, no money to acquire for themselves, and both teams going all out. So 5-man smoke coming in from Vici. See if they can find anybody on this. Old 11X Nova as well as Chalice, they're grouped together and nearby. Right by them. Vici end up going right by LGD, and now they're going to pressure through mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they pop the Elder Dragon form. They'll take out Somnus' courier. Can the side of Vici hold? Double edge as well as the hoof stomp. They've got the Waning Rift coming through as well as the infest being popped. They drop down the Serpent Wards once again. They get the kill on Old 11. Dream Coil lands onto 3 of these heroes. LGD, they need to regroup for a moment. They took the tier 3. They also got themselves the melee racks. Waning Rift as well as the Illusory Orb. Look at the Shackle from a distance away, but they've got themselves the Dragon Tail. The damage comes in from Chalice, who pops the BKB, and PYW wiped off the face of the earth.
I must have them all.
So, buyback was expended by Old 11. Chalice has 18 permanent agility. He's got that Ags available. And now he's picked up a double damage. I don't know if you would want to get near this this little fish for a little while. But Chalice is making sure you are close. DY, pounce from a distance out, gets the leash. The damage coming in with the double damage. The stun is out there from Yang, who blinks in with the hoof stomp. But they should be able to get the kill on a DY regardless. But as I say that, the Dream Coil comes down onto multiple heroes. They've got the Hex on to Chalice. They'll get the kill. He doesn't have buyback. Oh my, Chalice getting just controlled up and killed off. He is the focus of all Vici's attention. He may love the affection, but it ends up with his death. So for a moment it looked like DY was going to die, but He turns that around, gets the disruption out with the demonic purge. Survives, and Vici get the kill on the Slark for only the 3rd time this game. I will say, Vici already in this playoff have come back from more down. They were down 26,000 net worth to Royal Never Give Up in Game 2 of their series in the lower bracket and made the comeback. They brought the pace of the game to what they wanted, and well, from there, they slowed it down, got what they needed, brought it back, and defeated RNG. Threw a Divine Rapier on a Void Spirit. So, Vici with the tournament lives on the line, with the grand final on the line. Can they make the comeback from 18,000 net worth down at the moment? Got ourselves another pause throughout this series. Take a sip of my coffee, try to regain some of my energy. We're in hour 10. So let's take a look. All the items. As we've got Somnus sitting here at 9-1 and 19. A fantastic game from him. A fantastic game from just about everybody here from LGD. 3-6 and 19 for X-Nova. And FY too. He has been a force. Paladin Sword is out for Chalice. Got the Mindbreaker on Somnus. Craggy Coat for X-Nova. Quickening Charm there for FY. And Dragon Scale on Old 11. Of course, the Telescope on PYW. Let's take a look at the Shadow Shaman for a second, because I want to show you something with this telescope. How far away, and of course it won't show me while we're paused, how far away he can shackle from. Just imagine there's a green line about here. Because he's got himself that extra cast range talent. So, can shackle from a long ways out, as well as Hex. So, you can't really get comfortable going for the high ground siege against the Shadow Shaman, because he will make you pay. That's for sure. Let's go back to these items. Take another look. But they've got that telescope. They've got the quickening charm out on Ori. You know, with that cooldown reduction, always nice on the puck. Dream Coil sitting at 52.2 seconds. And the Waning Rift cooldown, this is 3.48 seconds with a silence duration of 3.5. You can continually Waning Rift someone. You're silenced forever. You don't get to exist. Like, the tools are here for Vici Gaming to bring this game back. Minus armor with the Desolator, as well as the Orb of Destruction going into the Silver Edge next. He's got the Heaven's Halberd to disarm this Slark. I mean, the tools are here. It's just a question of whether or not Vici have the tenacity to pull this game back. And if they're not tired at this point, I mean, they have a best of 3 coming up after this. If it's still on from ESL. They have to go up against RNG, and so does LGD. They have to play eHome. Right now, the focus is on this Chinese Pro League final. Chinese Pro League Season 1 has definitely turned into an amazing league. 10 teams battled it out in the group stage. We'll have ourselves 2 new contenders in Pro League Season 2. That's going to be CDEC with everybody's favorite Ame coming into the mix, or coming back into the mix. He spent most of the season on LGD anyway. And Sparking Arrow Gaming with God King, OP, and Felix Chauba, as well as Red Panda on that team. So they'll be in it. And then you'll have yourselves eHome, IG, Keen Gaming, Newbie, LGD, Royal Never Give Up, T-Master, and Vici. So that season kicks off in 3 days. Then, of course, we've got the CDA going on. the Chinese Dota Association, DPL, ESL, another DPL, which is this. So much Chinese Dota. So, if you are just joining us, maybe you just woke up, maybe you just got to your computer, but the first game was Vici. Games 2 and 3 went the way of LGD. It was a 53-minute game 1. Games 2, 3, and 4 were all under 30 minutes. That went LGD, LGD, Vici, and that's where we're at right now. Game 5, LGD has been leading the way for basically the entirety of Game 5. They're up 18,000 net worth, but as I was mentioning before, certainly opportunity here for Vici. So the transfer's been complete. The outcome, of course, decided. Not really, though. Just kidding. We'll be going on to see how this one turns out. Aegis and Cheese. Roche is available. Chalice, he's going into the Basher. He went to the Ags instead of the Basher that he was building originally. But he should have this finished off soon. Meanwhile, we take a look over at Eurus. We'll go for an MKB of his own. Ori into the Ags. He's got the Lincoln Sphere. Only one charge left on the Spirit Vessel. Do they have a smoke that they're looking to use here? Clean up the creeps and then smoke over towards Roche. There we go. There's the MKB finished. FY's got his own BKB ready to go. 10 seconds. They head towards Roche. Looks like it could be the last fight coming in from LGD as they blink. Old 11 now. He gets Hex from quite a distance away. They've got the Pounce as well as the Leech coming through into the Shadow Demon who disrupts himself. The BKB is going to be popped by Somnus. They'll look over at DY. They'll get the kill on the Shadow Demon to start this off. Now the Pounce over towards Yang. They have the Diffusal Blade with the Infest out on to Yang. We're out inside Yang. Without the Shadow Demon for 60 seconds. They might need to concede this Roche. It feels like they're so far behind that they might need to make a desperation play at it. A pop out of the Infest, and I feel like that gives them a moment of clarity saying, hey, you know what? Let's give it up. If we're going to win, we're going to have to kill them twice anyway, so we might as well get that over with now. A couple of bounty runes picked up. Bit of farm being had here for Vici. They're not going to get to this Ags, it seems. Here's trying to go into a BKB on this Lifestealer. And then the Crimson Guard being built by Yang. How far away is he from that? He's actually got the gold for it. He'll TP back and pick up the recipe. So they've got the Crimson Guard. Eurus pushing out bottom. PYW now showing back up to the base. As LGD, they're setting up to make the final fight towards the high ground. Again, we'll see if they're able to lock this one down. Disruption comes through on the Chalice. Look over at the top tier 3. Ether Shock, Blink, as well as the Hope Stomp coming in from Yang, but they've got the Fire Blast as well as the Pounce leashing up Yang, and now he's trying to run. But he's been stunned up. There goes the Spear from Old 11, locking him up onto the wall. They'll get the kill onto the Centaur. They'll get him out of this game for 65 seconds. Serpent Wards were put down to try and maybe deter the side of LGD or help out the fight for Vici in this exchange. But really, Old 11 with the Bulwark is able to work through them. Get the tier 3 tower, they'll use the Waning Rift. They've got themselves the Hex out onto the Sark. They'll also find the puck out of this one. And all of a sudden, Lifestealer disarmed for a moment. Tries to fight into this. There's the Blink as well as the Waning Rift. Illusory Orb coming out as well as the Phase Shift, but they're not stopping the Ceterax from going down. Mid rack's gone. Top rack's gone. 24,000 net worth lead, and LGD still looking prime to take this championship home. So Chalice just ends up a bit short of picking up this buyback, but he'll kill off a couple of Ancients and finish it off. However, 10 gold short, they get the kill. It's only the Aegis. Now he's got enough for buyback. So afforded enough time. Blink coming through as well as the arena. They've got Eurus as well as Yang locked up. They've got themselves a spear, but there's the disruption coming up from DY to save him. Onto the back line, Chalice goes with the BKB being popped. They'll go after PYW. They'll get the kill on Eurus, and now he's going to buy back immediately. They'll TP out, or at least try to on DY. Can he get out? Yes, he can. So they lose the Life Stealer. That's somehow it. And he buys back immediately. Take the outpost once again. Not that this game looks like it's going to last into the 40-minute mark, but if it does, why not confirm it? So they start to move over towards mid. LGD posture up. Mango's being eaten across the board. Somnus goes into the Elder Dragon form. Lotus Orb on him, keeping him safe for now. DY throwing some Shadow Poison out there, but it's not really much of a deterrent at this point in the game. Blink, Hoof Stomp misses from Yang. Now, maybe the reinitiation coming in from LGD. They'll blink, they'll use the spear, they'll get him stuck over to the tower, so DY in a lot of trouble. The Serpent Ward's being committed, but it's not going to do enough damage. X-Nova pops his way out of there by killing off one of the Serpent Wards. They look over at PYW, they get the kill into the Shadow Shaman, they look over at Yang. He's infested with this Life Stealer, and he's trying to find a way to run, but he's inside the arena. They've got the Shackle coming out from F-Fly, they get the kill on Yang, they'll look over at Eurus, they'll take out DY, and this is looking like the beginning of the end. Or really, just the end. LGD, they've got the kill on to 4 of these heroes. They'll buy back on Ori. They're trying to defend till the end. They've got themselves the triple kill on Chalice. Now it's the ultra kill. Can he get himself the Rampage? He's looking, he's searching, he's trying to find PYW. He finally finds it before the Ancient goes down. Can he get it? Yes, he can. And that is the cap off to this grand final. LGD take it 3-2. And finally, after what feels like an eternity, LGD take the Dota 2 Professional League Season 1. Just at the end, he caps it off with that Rampage, and we are finally through with Chinese Dota Professional League Season 1. 45-17 in favor of LGD. They ran away with Game 3. 14-3-15 there for Chalice. 14-1-24 for Somnus. Old 11 went 11-1-20. And it was a fantastic back-and-forth series that went the distance of 5 games, that many of us thought might not go the distance just because they have ESL to play. But this is, a big prize pool, very important. $210,000 on the line, and first prize is $112,000. So congratulations to LGD. They take the series, they take the league, and they'll be returning as the champions in Pro League Season 2. So that's it for us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a long one, a long, fun 10 hours of Dota. I love it. I love Chinese Dota so much. And I think I'm back tomorrow with Chinese Dota Association. I'm not really certain. But we'll be back with more Dota soon. I'm a caster Bcop, at Bcop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting next. I'll give you a tweet. I'll be like, hey, I'm casting this. Oh my god, you guys should come watch. You should follow me because I'm a shill. So yeah, we're done here. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I hope I did you guys right with the casting. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And I'm going to try and go to bed. It's about 10 a.m. So I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Have a good night, evening, noon, daytime, whatever.